suppose firstly, just talk us through exactly how you're dealing with the lockdown. Of course, you're an international footballer, you're a Premier League footballer as well, but like the rest of the people in Ireland, and of course you're in the UK, you're at the moment stuck at home and only allowed to exercise a small distance from your house.
Yeah, we've been given a program to do. I'm lucky enough where I live, I've got some playing fields, not too far away, so we get our weekly program. So I go out and get that done early in the morning, and then back into the apartment for quarantine for the rest of the time. A couple of more workouts throughout the day, a bit of reading, bit of Netflix, try and keep myself as busy as possible.
Yeah, from the exercise point of view, Darren, you might just explain exactly what you've been doing, because I know on your own Instagram page you've been putting up lots of videos of home workouts, and also you've been trying to get out and about and do some actual physical exercise outside as well.
Yeah, so obviously the work that's done outside is mostly obviously all your fitness work, your cardio stuff would be more interval runs, where it could be, running for 4 minutes, and then you might have a 2-minute break, but you may do 6 to 8 sets of that. You may do 3 minutes running with 1.5 minutes rest, and again it could be 8 to 10 sets of that. And then in terms of the workouts indoors, it's more strength and power based, with whatever equipment I was able to get the club to send me.
Yeah, and it's something I'm sure that you didn't expect to have to do, but every footballer is in the exact same situation. For you as a goalkeeper, have you been trying to do anything a little bit differently to the outfield players, given the fact that you do play in a very specialised position?
The only thing probably different for me would be the strength and the power work that I try and make the most of now. In terms of actually, ball work, done very little. It's quite hard when you're in an apartment. Got a football over there. The most I do is a few keepy uppies. That's about it. But most of my work has been based around strength and power. Obviously, being a keeper.
Yeah, and I was having a look even earlier on this morning that all the clubs seem to be doing the same thing, and it's something as well that everybody is just trying to make their best of. And I'm sure as well with West Ham, you guys probably have done some work with a WhatsApp group or Zoom group, so you can at least see that everybody else is also doing the work, so you can have some sort of connection even though you can't actually be together.
We actually did our first online workout as a team yesterday on Microsoft Teams, where all of us could join in, and we needed a couple of different bits of equipment, and the head of sports science took us through a session for around 45-50 minutes, which was good again, because obviously everybody's involved, so you get to interact with the lads and get to see them on screen, have a bit of banter while you're working out in between sets in your rest time. So I definitely think there'll be a few more of those sessions that will be going on.
And then away from the training, what's been on Netflix? What have you been doing in the apartment at home? Because you've only recently moved. Of course, you were playing for Middlesbrough up till recently, so you've only kind of moved back to London, so you're in an apartment and stuff. So what have you been doing away from the exercise to keep yourself somewhat sane?
Well, I've actually started a course. I'm trying to get my head around the stocks and shares and trading, an online course. I actually bought a book from an ex-goalkeeper who had to retire, unfortunately, Carl Hakimi, and it goes through his battle of leukemia, and it's basically his story. So I bought that book to read. In terms of Netflix, I've been watching The Tiger King, Ozark, Money Heist, the usual ones that everyone's talking about. Yeah.
Now, Darren Randolph, no spoilers, please, but of those three, if you could pick one to recommend to people to watch, which one would you pick and why? And again, don't ruin them. I've seen all three. I'm in the middle of Money Heist, but The Tiger King was just bizarre.
The Tiger King gets mixed reviews. Some people like it, some people don't. But out of all three of them, I'd probably say Money Heist. Again, you're just watching it now. I don't know how far into it other people are, but yeah, I'd definitely pick Money Heist.
And I see lots of people as well, you know, they're just trying their best to try and keep active and you know, keep their brains active too. And, you know, a lot of the people watching us now, Darren, would be young people, a lot of kids in the academy, a lot of kids, you know, who are missing their football too. What would you say to them about trying to keep active, of course, in a safe way, you know, in their gardens, or maybe if they're able to go for a little walk or a run, but, you know, exercise is so important for your brain.
Exactly as you said, exercise is important. Even, I know some people may not be able to get out into a back garden or a front garden, but even to get out and get a little bit of exercise is very important, even for your mental health. Again, if you're lucky enough to have a back garden, make sure you spend as much time as you can out there. You know, working on little drills, stuff that's going to obviously try and help you improve or work on your weaknesses. And it could be little simple things like even just passing the ball off a wall with your weak foot, volleying the ball off the wall, you know, working on diving techniques on the floor. Just get creative. It's times like these where, you know, there aren't normal circumstances that you need to kind of adapt and see what you can come up with.
Yeah, and there's a few videos already on the Goalkeeper Union Ireland Facebook page we've been putting up. Myself, my little cousin Art out in the garden, and I know Darren's been watching some of them too. And literally, all the kids and the parents need is a football, even if they don't have a goal and don't have much equipment, like in terms of having any cones and stuff. They can use anything from the house, you know, tins of beans or, you know, bottles of water or shoes or flip-flops. And, you know, everybody has had to try and get quite creative. But once they have a football and a bit of space, or even just a wall, if they're an only child on their own, they can really do as much practice as they can, you know.
Exactly, like you said, even if it's just a wall and a football, you know, you don't need a goal, you don't need cones and everything else. Like you said, you can use flip-flops, shoes, t-shirts, jumpers, put them down as markers, or if you want to use them as cones, or, you know, places to use as you know, for quick feet. So, I mean, you don't need to have all the cones and the hurdles and everything else. If you got football on the wall, get creative and see what you can come up with.
Darren, from an Ireland point of view, it's a break as well at the moment. The European Championship playoff has been postponed a couple of times. The FAI have made the decision to change the manager a little bit early. Mick McCarthy has finished up, and Stephen Kenny has become the manager a couple of months early. What have you made of all of that? And now you have a new Ireland manager.
Came as obviously a surprise when it happened, but then when you don't know when or what date the playoff's going to be, and, you know, people are contracted up to a certain point, again, you can understand kind of the decision at the minute now, without knowing when the playoff game is going to take place, or when we're next going to be able to meet up. It's hard to really speak on. Again, we don't even know when we're going back to club football, let alone, you know, the international football, the international side of things. Obviously, would have been brilliant to actually get the playoffs out of the way in March when it was supposed to. Even if it was behind closed doors, that might have been a little bit of an advantage to us, but wasn't to be. So again, we'll wait to see when it's scheduled to be played. Yeah,
and I'm sure all the players, Darren, are still very confident. If it's Mick McCarthy or Stephen Kenny, the squad is still very, very talented. And, you know, particularly the last couple of performances in the campaign were very, very good. Only one defeat overall. So whenever that playoff happens, I'm sure you boys in green are confident you can go and give yourselves a good chance to make that final.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think there's many people that expected us to be kind of in with a chance of qualifying right down to the very last game. So there's definitely lots of positives to build on going forward. As I said, hopefully we get a bit of time to work on stuff under the new management team, and go into the playoffs still full of confidence, give it a go and qualify.
And from your own point of view with club football, Darren, you went back to West Ham in the transfer window, having spent some time at Middlesbrough. Lots of Middlesbrough fans commented on the Instagram here, thanking you for your time at the club, asking you for your favourite memories at Middlesbrough too. So I'm sure that was quite a difficult decision for you to leave Borough to go back to West Ham.
It was difficult. I had 2 great seasons at Middlesbrough. Loved it there. Had a great relationship with the fans. But again, at my age, I say at my age, 32, with a chance to get back to the Premier League. You know, it was a chance I couldn't turn down, and it was a decision I made. And again, I was fortunate enough to play a few games actually when I did come back, as Lucas Fabianski was on his way back from an injury that he had.
Yeah, and you've been back at West Ham now for a little while, of course, under David Moyes, a very experienced manager. And how have you found your time back up until the break, I suppose?
I was loving it. Brilliant. My first time working under David Moyes. Again, all he asks for is hard work and commitment, and you give that, and he's happy, and our performances and the work rate and everything else was just, I think, getting to a good level. All our stats and everything else we're improving. Some of the performances were a lot better. And then unfortunately the COVID-19 obviously happened, and we had to put a stop to it. But
yeah, sorry, Darren, go on. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, so we're all itching to get back and try and finish the season off strong, which for West Ham has been a very disappointing season considering where we are in the league now.
Yeah, and there's been different debates, watching Sky Sports News each day about, when the season might come back, and, if supporters will be there, or if the games will be behind closed doors for a while. From the players' point of view, I'm sure everybody just wants to get the season finished and in a safe way as possible.
You want to do it the safest way possible. Obviously, behind closed doors with no fans is not ideal. It's not obviously how people are used to football being played. But in these times, that may have to be the case for now to get the season finished. And if they are played behind closed doors, then I'm sure every game up will obviously be televised for everyone to see. And then that way we'll get to complete all the fixtures and get the season done whenever that may be.